The Kansas City, Missouri School Board meets every Wednesday night.
Good evening. We're going to get started.
Portions of the meeting are open to the public.
These reprobates over here are totally devoid of the intellectual capacity to administer this school district. Collectively, they do not have the competence to fill a thimble.
Community members get a chance to speak their minds.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm speechless. Hope that information is stricken from the records and minds.
Negotiate business.
What I'm going to talk about is policy, procedures, and the things that we all love when we finish a job. Payments.
Or even pitch a proposal.
I'm here to make a proposal, but in the making of it, I'm not alone.
Tonight, a rare conversation discussing athletics and the district. David Thomas, a PhD scholar and graduate of Southeast High, class of 1965, makes a pitch.
The proposal simply is this, that the Interscholastic League Fieldhouse basketball court be named the Warren Jabali Court.
Then known as Warren Armstrong, the Central High star is often included when debating about the greatest athletes of all time to come from Kansas City.
You'd be standing there and you say, man, how did he do that?
It's such a list of people that we can get their jerseys and retire and put them in the rafters just like they do everywhere else, just to show our young people the talent.
And they further suggested maybe a Hall of Fame.
Why not?
Joe Robertson has sat through his share of school board meetings. He covers the district for the Kansas City Star. Through his reporting, it's easy to see where renaming the basketball court stands on the school board's priority list.
We should, though, at the same time, put some money into that structure.
As an education reporter, a lot of times, No Child Left Behind, the federal mandate, the emphasis on test scores and performance and math, science, and reading has dominates so much, and everyone knows the right answers, and that is that the student that is trying to find his way through school, art might be the way that he finds his home, and that gets him there and keeps him interested and engaged, and it allows the other stuff to come in. The same thing with sports, so everyone knows that. But when it comes actually time, the line items and the budgets, that concern continues, that it's just talk.
The district has problems. Looming threats of a state takeover. Constantly fighting for accreditation. Unprecedented superintendent turnover, 24 in 39 years, are just some of the problems at the top of a very long list. Just how bad is it? When the person in charge of the school district's public relations says this:
I can make the can look pretty, but if the soda tastes like crap, it's crap.
It's bad. Cynthia Wheeler-Linden says she's seen and heard enough to write a book, or perhaps a sitcom.
You've got your Kramers, you've got your George Costanzas, you've got your different characters. It's dark humor. I mean, it really is tasteless and dark humor, but it's dark humor. You sit there and you watch behaviors, and you've got people who have doctorates but have absolutely no knowledge of a single working mother's perspective. Honestly, the most eye-opening and shocking thing is that education has turned into a business. And it appears to me from the inside that it's not been about the children for a long time.
The Kansas City, Missouri School District has become a national case study when it comes to education and money.
There's more to Kansas City than hot jazz, cool fountains, warm people, and famous barbecue.
Decades ago, in one of the most famous desegregation cases in the country's history, a judge ruled and hoped that more than $1 billion of new construction and new programs would help attract white students back from the suburbs.
It was a social experiment that some would say did not work.
Mary Sanchez is a nationally syndicated columnist based in Kansas City.
The idea was you make it bigger, lavish enough, and they will come. Well, it didn't happen that way. In many ways, it was a success in that it did improve things. Did it reach nirvana? Is this district suddenly, have test scores off the charts, and are all the parents highly educated and every child, takes achievement courses and goes on to college? No.
Solutions. School board president Dave Smith made a suggestion 5 years ago. He suggested sports as a possible solution.
I don't believe that the district administration of the last decade or two has viewed athletics as a viable educational tool.
As a power forward for the Central Eagles in the late 60s, and as the longtime president of the Greater Kansas City Boys and Girls Club, Smith knows firsthand the effect sports can have on these children. In 2003, he led a task force that produced a 20-page detailed plan suggesting sports as a possible solution.
I don't know that anyone cracked it open, not to speak of implemented it. I don't even know if anyone looked at it. There were goals and objectives and action steps. We also demonstrated through research where this would improve educational outcomes for kids who had good experiences. It wasn't a priority. The superintendent probably thought it was a neat idea, but he had loads of issues to address and to deal with. And we lost the opportunity to help kids through that kind of activity. But it's still time to do it if there's the commitment.